we've got a gap in the rain, so since it's such a sunny day, I thought I'll go for a nice little drive in the Fiat 500e. I'm going to test 4 things. I'm going to test how accurate is a better route planner. I'm going to test the efficiency of the Fiat 500e. I'm going to see how fast it charges on a rapid charger, and I'm going to test Fastned charging network. The first time I've ever used Fastned. One has opened up half an hour away, so I'm going to go there. And someone's very loud with a wood chipper in the background. I'm getting Fargo flashbacks. So before I continue, please press the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified of other videos. I've got to put it at the beginning of the video because, like other YouTubers, I kind of live and die on the subscribers. So please subscribe if you haven't already, because it helps me make more videos. So Fiat 500e, a lovely little car. First of all, I'm going to go to a better route planner. We're on 29% battery, so let's enter that. We're not in a Nissan Leaf, we're in a Fiat 500e 2020, I guess that's the one, hatchback. Let's change the departure state of charge, even though you can't really see it on here. It doesn't work very well. 31 minutes, so it's 15 miles there, and it says I should get there with 20% battery. So let's see how that is then. Now, I'm not going to use a better route planner, actually. I'm going to use the sat-nav. Vehicle is ready to drive. Okay. Now, I bet it doesn't have Fastned on here, but let's try. Because you never know. You never know. Come on. The signal here is pretty awful, so it does take ages. Okay, no, Fastned is not there. Okay, but that was not very likely anyway. So Spitfire Way, and that's in Sandwich. Brilliantly named Sandwich. Spitfire Way, there we go. And drive. Okay, cool, right. So as you can see, actually, the quality is really good, and it's quite responsive, the screen. It's 25 degrees outside, so I am sweltering in here. So I'm going to put on the air conditioning, and it's in range mode at the moment, and I will leave it in that, I think. Even though normal mode is actually probably more efficient, range mode is one pedal driving, and it's not a motorway journey I'm doing, so I think it's probably okay to leave it on range. Okay, trip A. So I'm just using this bit on the steering wheel here. So I've gone to trip A, and I'm going to hold down the OK button, and that's now reset. Okay, I think it's time to go. So one of the baffling things about this car is that the speed limit is completely wrong. It's telling me it's 30 at the moment when it's actually a 60. So I have no idea why. I just said but. So a little bit of Italian lesson for you. I don't know. To say I don't know in Italian, you can just say but, and I say it a lot. Isn't that brilliant? B-O, but. There you go. Bit of Italian for you. You'll be using it all the time now, I bet. This car is fantastic on all these little windy roads, but this is a road that's a kind of, it doesn't have a line down the middle, and lane keep assist in all these country roads is our nemesis. We have the same problem with the e-Niro, always having to turn it off. In the DS3, but we'll turn it off and all that. To turn it off in here, you have to use the little button on the left of the stalk, of the left stalk. And you press that, and then it says to turn off lane control, press it again. And that turns it off. And now I'm free to move on the road without it forcibly putting me into the middle, which is what it does otherwise. It's actually quite strong. Being in range mode, it's one pedal, proper one pedal driving. It's just like the i3 and like the new Nissan Leaf or the newer Nissan Leaf. And really, the moment you lift off the throttle, then it'll slow down to a complete stop, which I like and dislike at the same time. When you're crawling along, like trying to get out of a car park or something, I actually don't like it very much because it's quite jerky. But on these country roads, I rather like it. It makes it effortless because it really is so powerful. You don't have to brake at all. It's so good around. Well, generally, it's just good most of the time. Actually, it's not good really when you want to do like motorway driving or fast driving on roads, because it can be a little bit bad for the passengers in the back. It's a bit vomit inducing because the braking is so heavy. But all this stop-start kind of driving around town like this, or little villages, when you're weaving in and out and you're stopping behind cars and waiting for other people to come, you know, it's so much easier. It's really good. I know some people don't like regen at all, and they prefer to have an EV that drives like a normal car. But I think it's one of the benefits of having an EV, really. And I know my wife agrees. Not often we agree with things, is it? But on this occasion, we do both agree that regen is great. I know I'm saying regen, but actually all EVs do regen through the braking. I think all of them do it through the braking. So like when we did our Zoe review, and I said, well, it doesn't do regen. It does regen, but I think someone says it's called blended braking. So when you brake, that's actually doing regen then. What I mean when I'm talking about regen, I mean you lift your foot off the throttle and the car slows down. That's what I mean by regen. So just to clarify that before I get comments. Okay, we're almost here. So Fastned is on Sandwich Industrial Estate. It's good actually, because there used to be a charger. In fact, there still is, I think, a rapid charger, but it's out of action. So there was a rapid charger here, but it's been broken for ages. So this is fantastic having it here, because there's a bit of a dearth of chargers around here. Right, now, okay, so I've got to find it. The good thing about Fastned is that they have they've got a very distinctive design. Their canopy design is really cool. So I'm hoping that I kind of see it quite soon. I just need to find Spitfire Way. I believe there's this one. There's a Travelodge just here. I think I read someone said it's near Travelodge. And there it is. And you probably can't see it. You probably can't see it on the cameras, but there's quite a distinctive yellow, yeah, I say canopy, it's not really a canopy, but it's quite distinctive all the same. And here we are. Okay, so the average consumption then, we got 5.3 miles per kilowatt hour, which is really good. It was 14.7 miles here, and we got 21% battery, which I think is exactly what a Better Route Planner said, wasn't it? Didn't it say 21%? And it says we got 33 miles on the GOM. So now I was kind of hoping to get it below 21, because I think 20 might be the threshold where it starts to do the full 85 kilowatts charging. So I was kind of hoping it would be a little bit more depleted than that, but as it was, it's not. A Better Route Planner, that's fantastic, that's spot on, and now it's time to plug in and try out Autocharge, which I'm very excited about. Okay, well, I've never used a Fastned charger before, so I'm going to pretend I'm an idiot, and I am most of the time. This is a hypercharger. Hyperchargers are really good chargers, they're really reliable. You don't get many of them in the UK yet, but they're brilliant. I used them in when I went to Italy, I think Austria, I used them in Austria. Okay, so really clear instructions, brilliant screen and everything, so let's give it a go. When you've got Autocharge enabled for the first time, it still needs to be charged through the app first. So I'm going to do that. And I'll plug it in really quickly and then unplug it and then try Autocharge. So if I go to Fastned on the app, Fastned. Okay, and it says welcome to Spitfire Way, Fiat 500e, plug in CCS connector and choose a charger to start session. Big chunky lead, 6, 7 or 8, which implies maybe they're going to do more at some point. 8. The session will start on charger 8 with CCS. Let's see what the screen says. And there it is. It started charging. Well, it's whirring, so it's about to start charging. And the wonderful thing is that it tells you, it's very clear, this app, it's brilliant, isn't it? It tells you the speed and the kilowatt hours delivered. So the speed is 20, that's hopefully going to ramp up to 85. So it's brilliant that the unit and the app tells you the charging speed, because it really bugs me if chargers don't give you that. Part of the reason is because the car itself does not tell me, so annoyingly the Fiat doesn't tell me the charging speed. It's geeky stuff, most people don't care, but it would be nice if it told you. So I've wanted to charge at Fastned for ages, and there were loads of them in Europe when we did the road trip, but for some reason we just missed all of them. We were kind of aiming for Ionity most of the time. What makes Fastned so special then is that there are 3 ways you can pay really. There's contactless, which is obviously brilliant for most people. Just wave your card or Apple Pay or whatever, and then that works. Or you can use the app like I just have. That involves registering on the app first, of course. Or you've got Autocharge, which is the ultimate. That's like the Tesla thing, and that's what I'm going to test in a minute. On top of that, the energy is 100% renewable that they use, and they've also got 24/7 customer support. And their app is really good. That's the other thing, because it's amazing how many charging networks have really bad apps. There's a lot of them, and you can just tell when there's a bit of care and attention paid to making an app. This one is really good. One of the other fantastic things about Fastned is that they give you charging curves for every EV. So you can go on their website and you can look up your car and you can find out what your charging curve is. And again, that might sound like geeky and pointless to most people, but it's a good way of knowing what charge you can expect at what time you arrive at the charger. So if you were to get to a charger, for instance, with 60% battery, then you are not going to get full speed. And this confuses a lot of people. If this is 150 kilowatts, they kind of expect, well, I'm going to get full speed the whole time. It doesn't work like that. You get full speed for a bit and then you dip down, just like any other battery. That's the way all batteries work. All lithium-ion batteries all work like that. So with this one, we've got 3 stalls. Those 2 have CHAdeMO as well. That one doesn't. There's no AC on these though, so if you're a Zoe driver or if you've got a plug-in hybrid, then these chargers are no good for you. So to enable Autocharge, you first have to download the Fastned app. You set up your account on there and it's really easy. And I'll show you there how it works. So you go onto the app, you create an account, you tell it what car you've got, registration number, all that kind of thing, and you add a payment method. And that's actually all there is to it. And what Autocharge enables is being able to come to a charger and not do anything other than plug in. So that's the Tesla thing, because if you've ever driven a Tesla, and I really recommend you do, because it's a good way of seeing how an EV future could be, you know, because really Teslas get pretty much everything right. I'm not going to start talking about build quality and things like that, but in terms of the infrastructure, they get everything right. And that's what Autocharge is. I say it's what it is. I have not tested it yet, and I'm hoping when I unplug and plug it in again it works, but I'll give that a go in a minute. Weirdly, Autocharge doesn't work on some cars. You're out of luck if you've got an Audi e-tron, DS3 Crossback E-Tents, any of the VWs, a Seat, Mi Electric, and the Skodas. So actually all of the VW group cars, apart from Porsche, actually Porsche seem okay. But anyway, so they're the list of cars that don't work with Autocharge at the moment. I don't know whether they're going to sort that out. I don't think it's a Fastned issue by the looks of it. I imagine that's an issue with all of those manufacturers not doing the CCS protocol stuff that they're supposed to do. Because when you plug in, what happens is that there's a little kind of token. CCS passes a token to the charger, a unique kind of identifier, so the charger knows what car it is. And that's why you have to do it on the app, do a first charge on the app first, because I think that probably stores the token and then subsequent charges it knows who you are. At least I'm assuming that's how it works. Pricing is obviously important, so the pricing is 39 pence per kilowatt hour if you're a guest. If you're a member, in other words if you've registered on the app, it's still 39 pence, so that's really good. They don't fleece you for more money if you're a contactless user. Or you can pay £9.99 a month and then you're a gold member, and then it goes down to 29 pence per kilowatt hour. The Fiat 500e is 42 kilowatt hour battery that's got, so that means that it's £16.38 to fully charge it from nothing. And if you get 199 miles out of it, then you're looking at 8 pence per mile. When I charge at home, I get more like 1 penny per mile. So But but the thing is, if you do rapid charging, generally you're doing rapid charging for a reason. You can't charge at home, so it's, you know, or if you're going on a long trip or something like that. So I don't mind paying extra. You know, I mean, it must cost a fortune for all this infrastructure. Remember, Ionity costs an absolute fortune, and in my experience, it's not even that reliable. But in Europe, it's much better. But in England, they're pretty iffy, I think. That's Fastned in a nutshell. What I'm going to do now is stop the charge, unplug, and then plug it back in again and see if it works. 13 minutes. I've been prattling on for 13 minutes, and we're now at 58% battery, so it's actually very fast. And I looked at the app, and it had reached 83 kilowatts by the looks of it on the speed. So I'm really hoping that I actually recorded that on the iPhone before it went to sleep and turned off the screen recording. But I can tell you it did go up to 83, so that's not bad. Not 85, but 83, I'm fine with that. So I'm going to stop the charge, and to do that, I'm going to press the stop button on the app, which is kind of obvious, or I could probably press the screen here, but I'm going to use the app. So stop charging. Would you like to stop the charge session? Yes. Great job. You just charged with energy from sun and wind. So 15 kilowatt hours, and that's £5.89. I can hear the charger is unlocked, so I'm going to unplug. Easy as that. And there it goes. So, right, now for the big test, of course, is we're going to try auto charging. So, do we think it's going to work? Let's have a go. So I've got my app. My app is still there on that screen, but let's go back to, I'll just go back to the home screen there. Okay, so I'm going to try plugging in. It's in. Okay, it's in. And it's charging. It's charging. Look at that. That is like properly, you know, that's properly amazing. That's properly Tesla experience, that is. These should be everywhere. Now, Autocharge is something that other chargers can do. You start to get a bit geeky when you look into all this EV stuff, as you may have noticed. There are chargers by a company called Tritium, an Australian company. Their chargers are used by Instavolt. Now they can support plug and play, they call it, I think. It's just up to Instavolt to enable it. Other chargers by ABB, they're the ones that use that GridServe use, electric highway GridServe. And I think they're going to announce, in fact, while I'm recording this, I bet they've just announced it, that they're going to enable Autocharge. That's my guess. Autocharge, plug and play, whatever you want to call it. So it's clearly that's the future, isn't it? Now, of course, it means you've got to set up on an app first. So you could say, well, contactless is still the most important, and it is. But just for sheer convenience, look at that. That was so quick. That was amazing. You know, not much impresses me, to be honest, but that really does. If you've spent the amount of time I have faffing around with apps and RFID cards and all the rest of it, that's like the future. So I just wish Fastned were all over the place in the UK, and sadly they're not. All the way up north, they've got a few around Newcastle, and yeah, this one down here in Sandwich. There's one in Scotland somewhere as well. They're building a big hub in Oxford, but generally, my God, I want Fastned everywhere. Please, Fastned, please. So that's it for now. I'm going to disconnect and go back home, and we'll test the efficiency going on the way back home as well. The sound system is actually not that great in this car. That's one negative thing I've got. It's okay, but it's really not great for my banging tunes. Even though most of the time I just listen to introspective indie rock, which doesn't really require much bass and just requires a glass of whiskey, in fact. Bloody hell. Besides that Hornet that just tried to get in the window. Right, okay, good. Well, thank God for air conditioning, because if the window was open, I would have been, ah! Right, so, how did it do then? Well, first of all, the Better Route Planner said that we would get back here with 75% battery, and absolutely spot on. That's exactly what it is. So, the car did well. A Better Route Planner was pretty spot on with the accuracy. Charging. Fastned was amazing. I would put Fastned should be everywhere. They're quite new chargers, so I suppose that's why they're reliable. although you get other charging networks that they put chargers in and then they break within days. But so, I mean, based on that, I've just charged, well, I charged 3 times in one go, didn't I, in the end? Because I kept unplugging it and plugging it back in, and it worked each time. So I would say Fastned, fantastic. I want them everywhere. Autocharge, the whole plug and play thing, fantastic. The car did brilliantly. It's wonderful to drive. So what else? That's it, isn't it? I think that was all I was testing. And charge speed. So I got up to 82. I think it was 82 I saw on the app in the end, which is perfectly fine. I'm happy with that. And it got up to 85% while I was at Fastned, and I don't know how long I was there for actually, but maybe half. Oh no, what was it? 35 minutes, maybe 40 minutes in the end. So everything's good. I think it's unusual that I do a test and everything is pretty perfect, but there we go. And it's a sunny day, so what more is there to say about it? So thank you very much for watching the video. Please let me know in the comments if you've got anything else that you want me to test in the Fiat, because I will have it for a little while. And yeah, so thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe, press that bell icon to be notified of other videos, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye for now.